Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a quick video about how I use the inserts for the Happy Planner and cut them down and use them inside of my personal planner. There are several different places that you can find dashboards. I know that Filofax makes them. A lot of times you can find the old Day Runner dashboards. Foxyfix is starting to make them, but a lot of times they're sold out, they're hard to find. But I did come up with a way to use the Memby Happy Planner page protectors and actually create dashboards of your own for your personal Filofax or ring-bound planner. And just quickly, so you can see what I ended up with. I ended up with these two inserts. This one, which I ended up having an open side on the other side from the punches, and this one which has two openings from this side. Alright, so this is the package that I used. There's actually several different types. There's 3 of each design. Let me show you the one that I used here. Okay, so this is the design that I used. It has the 2 pockets on the top and the 1 pocket toward the bottom. So what you will need is obviously one of these page protectors, and I used a paper trimmer. You can also probably use a pair of scissors if you want, but this works a little bit faster for me. You can either take measurements, or I just grabbed one of the pages from my planner and just used that just to help me set everything up. So here's a blank page that I'm going to use to measure. I also tend to use sticky notes as well. That way, as I'm making multiple cuts, I don't have to try and remember where these need to be. Alright, so first thing we'll need to know is how wide this needs to be. So the personal size pages are usually somewhere around 3 3/4 inches. So I will put a post-it note there so I can line it up with that. And then the other measurement you'll need is how long the page is. And usually I have to swing the arm out. There we go. Because it's just a little bit over, or right at the edge there. I'll put this other one here so I have something to line it up with. Alright, so now I have my 2 post-it notes so I know where I need everything to line up. So the first thing to remember is you don't want to cut this edge because this is where it's attached here, and this is actually where you're going to punch your holes. And when you cut, you want to make sure you don't cut above this line, because if you do that, then you'll have it open on both ends. So the first thing I do is actually cut this part off because I don't need the Happy Planner bits. So, because my page is going to be like this, then this part here needs to match how tall the page is. So I'm going to line this up with this post-it note here. And then I will cut that piece off. So you don't need this, so we can just throw that away. Alright, so now as we're looking at this, we can start to see that we're going to have dashboard here and a dashboard there. So now what we're needing to do is to separate these 2 pieces and then to trim off the excess. So what we're going to want to do is go ahead and line up the edge of this larger pocket with the edge of this post-it note at 3 3/4, and then we will slice that off. So that gives us our first dashboard, and then in a moment I will punch holes in this. Alright, so let's take care of our second one here. So now obviously we don't need this piece, so what you're going to want to do is trim this off just on the other side of this line here. Again, you don't want to cut in over on this side, because what that will do is that will open the pocket on both ends. So you'll want to line that up so that the ceiling line is just next to the trimmer part. Alright, so again, you can see because this is open, I didn't cut any of the part that I didn't want to off. So now we have, I didn't cut through all the way. So now we have this line here, which closes our pocket, and we have the open side. So we want to trim the open side because again, you don't want to lose this. So we'll line the closed side up with that post-it note at 3 3/4, trim it off, and then now we have that dashboard. So now we have our 2. and let's go ahead and put holes in them. Okay, so this is the hole punch. I got it off of Amazon. It is adjustable, so you can use it for an A5, a personal, and a pocket size. I do have it set in the middle set of holes so that we can use it for the personal size. Now again, you're going to want to punch into the side that's sealed. So you will want to line it up. There are lines here on the front. There's 3 sets. You'll want to line it up with the end line. Make sure it's even. Give it a punch. Sometimes this doesn't like to punch all the way through. There we go. Now again, sometimes it doesn't like to cut through the plastic, so either you can kind of pry it off or go at it with a pair of scissors, but you can then just trim off where the holes didn't go all the way through. And again, on this other dashboard, you'll want to punch the side that's close. So you'll want to punch this side. Alright, so I had to go arm wrestle with this because it isn't pulling out. Sometimes you may need to encourage it. Just pull the bottom off and poke the parts to get it to let go with a pair of scissors. I have hole punches that are normal that I have to do that with sometimes. So again, I actually have scissors now, so you can just pull up the excess bit and then just trim it off. So anyway, there you go. So you have 2 sets of dashboards where you can put, you know, like a piece of scrapbook paper in here if you line the holes up. You can actually put paper in first, then hole punch, and that way the holes line up and it's actually attached in here. I have put things in these dashboards and not had issues with them falling out when I turn pages. I think if they're heavy, you might have a greater chance, but if you're just putting photos or pieces of paper in, it shouldn't be an issue. I hope you enjoyed that video on how I made personal size dashboards from the Happy Planner page protectors. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you'll subscribe for more videos that are coming up on functional planning.